What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and today I am joined by the winner of the 2022 Legion Pro, Tonio Burton, who's competing in the Mr. Olympia in his debut Mr. Olympia in the Open, at least anyway, in just, what is it, 3 days' time now, man, or 2 days' time?
Yeah, we step on Friday night.
Awesome. So your time now, it's Wednesday night, it's Thursday morning for me, man. So I always have to do the conversion. So you're 2 days out. So, dude, how's it feel being 2 days out of your first Mr. Olympia?
I was excited about it, but today I had posing practice with Joey at Dragons there, and walking in, I seen a few of the competitors, and spoke to Nick Walker too, and I think that's when it really hit me, like this is happening. So the
Yeah.
excitement went up a lot more.
Yeah, I bet, dude. And obviously, winning that Legion Pro, we haven't actually spoken and done an interview since, or spoken by text, but haven't actually done an interview since then. How did that feel, man? Because I actually thought, like, when you'd done quite a few shows that year, you hadn't qualified for the Olympia yet. I was like, can you bring better, continuing to compete? You did that, and you were the hands down winner and beat a guy like Justin Rodriguez and other competitors that are good competitors to actually qualify for the Olympia. So, how did that feel? Because I didn't actually think you'd be capable of doing that, at
Yeah,
this part of your prep. So it's crazy.
I didn't believe I could do it, but now I know it'd be hard. Competing with Open anyway. I remember doing was it Cal, and being the smallest guy there, and seeing I got third at that show, confidence went up a lot more. So then I
Mm.
was like, okay. And I talked to Charles Griffin, and he goes, fuck body or fuck 212, you're open, and that's all I need to hear. From that point on, it was like, okay, let's just keep pushing, let's climb, and I fell in love with it all over again. And doing Chicago with Antoine, and we bumped elbows on stage, and we fist bumped after it had happened. That really brought out that fight towards like, okay, the next one I'm gonna take though. Like, so I don't know. Each show just continued to grow and get better as we went. I pushed a little bit harder each time. Especially getting feedback from judges. All they wanted was better conditioning. They said size was there, just bring conditioning. So it just came down to really dieting and cardio.
Yeah, and you put on just, dude, like huge amounts of muscle. And a lot of people say, oh, add the muscle slowly, but your body just seems to want to add the muscle quickly because you're adding muscle in a really lean state. So you're a guy that seems like you can compete probably more than the average bodybuilder without getting complete burnout. But how are you feeling now after doing all these shows? It's like you've been prepping all year basically.
Yeah, I like I said, after going into Chicago, I was ready to go off season. And then, after we almost got it at Chicago, my coach was like, all right, let's do one more. We got the top five again. He was like, okay, Legion's in Reno. There's nothing to lose because that's where you live. Let's just do it. Like, well, one more hard prep. Let's do it. See where you land. And, we won that one, and he was like, all right, we're doing Olympia. And like by this point, I'm like, yo, I'm done. Like, I just want to go off season and just relax, give my body a break. I know I need it. He's even said that he could tell my body was tired, but not everyone can go to Olympia, and the following year, next year isn't guaranteed. So, it's just like, let's take advantage of it now. Let's do it. Because, who's to say what happens, the following year? Injuries or, so.
You never know what will happen in the future with things like that as well. And I know there's some guys that have, retired now and have gone to one Olympia out of, 4 or 5 they've qualified for. I know Fuad Abiad said that. And I think that's one thing he regrets in his career is not doing more of the Olympias that he actually qualified for because it is like the pinnacle and the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. And even if you don't think you're going to win or place top 5 or whatever, it's still such an experience and you get so many eyes on you and there's so much attention that weekend. I think it's a benefit to do it even if you won't be top 10.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
man,
Because that's how I was looking at it too. It was like, well, I'm not going to win, so I need more size. Why not just wait? But then, my coach talked to me. He was like, not everyone gets this, blessing to do it. And you can also get feedback. So there's a lot that you can get from just doing it. And
yeah.
so we're just going to treat it like not every other show. Obviously, we're going to push harder, this show to bring even better. But we're gonna go into it expecting the best. Um, get feedback and prepare for it next year.
Yeah, man. It's super, super exciting. So how have things changed for you? Like, how have you managed going from show to show? Like, after you come out of one of these shows, you've got, from the Legion to this show, it's an awkward sort of gap in terms of time-wise for prep, because most guys would, I mean, there's guys that can do it. Like I've seen Ian Valier do it quite well and a few other guys, but a lot of guys tend to just get that burnout, but you tend to get better. So what's the prep with you and your coach after each show? Do you take a few weeks off of, going the hard diet, or what do you do?
Because it was 9 weeks apart, 8 weeks from Legion to now. So any breaks, and he didn't give me any. He was like, more like, here's 2 days, and then back into it.
Do you bump your calories up though straight after a show? Like, do you go from just say like 2,000 to 2,500, or what do you do?
My coach knows me well, so he knows I'm gonna go get my French toast.
There has to be some sort of reward.
Yeah. As long as you get my French toast, then I'm ready to get back into it. So he didn't really change much other than towards the end of prep. This is, besides Indy, this is the first prep where we went to fish. And like I said, I'm having little to zero carbs, so it's been rough this peak week. Cardio's been up high, the traveling, getting sick. I'm just like, okay, I'm over this right now.
Yeah, your body's done, man. Like probably after the comp, like after the Olympia, you probably get sick and just end up being crook. Like, 'cause it's almost like I find when I prep, it'll be like I'll be so run down during my prep, and then straight after the prep, when I'm eating more calories, when I feel like I should be more immune to getting sick, that's when I actually get sick, because my body just knows, like, now you can get sick. We've done the comp. It's all good.
Right.
Like, I swear your mind does something like that and just holds it off a lot of the time. But unfortunately, you've got it just before you're competing. But has that affected you in terms of holding water or anything like that with being sick?
Yeah, and that's what. So I think a couple of weeks ago I wasn't feeling good, and I hit up my coach and was like, my body's not responding. We're done. Like, pull the plug. We're not doing it. And, he was like, yo, you wouldn't look this good if your body was done. So we're going to keep going. Then next, I really get hit with a sickness, and just all through the backside holding water. And to where he's like, all right, well, no carbs, straight fish. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I felt like
just fish and veggies. Is that it?
Like, yeah, I feel like I wasn't doing anything. And he started to give me more carbs and, more food. My body started changing again. I actually had energy to go to the gym, 3 times to do cardio. So,
wow. So, how much cardio and training have you been doing, like, on average per day, in this last part of the prep?
You're about to get me in trouble. He wants me to do like a fasted workout for 45 minutes, and then I'll do post workout, and then cardio for about an hour. But I kind of push it and do a little bit more.
Yeah, you're that type, man. You're that twisted bodybuilder type where I like how you said, my coach wants me to do 45 minutes of cardio in the morning. It's like, that's what he wants, but he's getting 55 to an hour. Oh man, you're that twisted type. Like, you'll be like, oh, I want to move quicker, and then you do more. But sometimes, even I've found with myself after competing for on and off for years, actually the prep where I look the best is actually the most where I pull back, like with my training. I've got that sort of twisted side as well, where I'm like, more is better, in terms of pushing the training and all that sort of stuff. So I actually pulled back one prep, and I was doing like a transformation because I wasn't actually prepping for a comp. And I like pull my training back to like, okay, my last set, I'm going hard on each exercise, but the other ones are sort of build ups, and my body just looked so much fresher and so much better. I lost fat so easy. And I was like, okay, I've learned something by literally being more of a pussy, So it's funny how things work. But you might even discover that, man, at some point in your career, because it seems like pros almost go through this wave of theories, I guess, like while they're training. Have you changed your philosophies the last few years or anything to do with training or dieting or anything like that?
Well, yeah, the way I used to work out to where now my coaches send me workouts to do, arm day, bis and tries. I've never had that. I don't think I've ever had
it. Needed it.
Nah, I didn't like going on my way to do curls. Like, I never did it unless I probably did like a little, burnout set or something. But actually bringing that in now, and the way he has my splits, we've put on more size than I've ever put on. And it's hard to believe, but from Legion to now, we've actually gotten bigger as well.
Dude, I can, in your photos, I can see it, man. Like I'll bring it up again because it is sort of mind blowing. Because I remember I actually covered you on Desktop Bodybuilding. It's one of the first videos I actually did on my channel. With it was the USA's, wasn't it? Where you got the card? Yeah. So I covered the USA's, and Nick Walker did that one as well. And I think he actually got second at that one to Zach Merkel, for pro card, I think. Yeah. And dude, seeing you then, I actually looked at you then, and I think I was pretty complimentary because I was a big fan of the way your physique looked. And I remember seeing your side chest and the way it's cut out from the side, like your glute to hamstring and everything. But just to see the amount of size you've added since then, like I'm remembering now that side chest and I'm comparing it to this one, and it's two completely different people basically. So how much weight have you added since winning your pro card, and when was that? Because it is absolutely mind blowing.
Oh yeah, well, USA, that was 198 at weigh-in, so the type of the weight class. I sent check-ins this morning. I was about 232.
Man, that's so 34 pounds of muscle on a guy that's not, 34 pounds of muscle is one thing on a bodybuilder that's 6'2". You know what I mean? Because comparatively, it's not percentage-wise, it's not as much. But on a guy, how tall are you? Like 5'6" or
5'7", 5'8", somewhere around there. I know me and Nick Walker's about the same height.
That's why he's bursting out of the out of the 212s as well. Because even muscle wise, man, even if he was 5'6", it looks like you'd struggle to fit in there. But yeah, the amount of size it seems like you add from prep to prep in 9 weeks when you're already lean. Like, did you put on any body fat really much between these shows, or did you just keep it sort of the same?
Yeah, I mean, even off season, abs are still visible, quad separation still there. And it's not that I try to like stay lean. I actually eat very, very bad.
Oh, really?
Food
like junk type food?
Oh yeah. Like, I think.
So what's on the menu, man, daily? Like,
what is it? What?
What's on the menu daily, like off season wise?
Oh fuck. Already I'm thinking about after the show, going to get my French toast, eggs, bacon. They have a crab boil place out here, fish fries. So I'm going to get that for lunch. Dinner will be a pizza or something, and like that's really what it's like all season. I'll eat McDonald's before the gym. I'll eat it after the gym.
Are you talking every day?
Oh yeah, like it's every day I'm eating fast food, and it's weird because it just stays.
So how many people do you think after this interview are going to go eat Macca's pre and post workout? Because I reckon it'll be a few, man.
I'm not giving any advice.
If this is what happens when you eat Macca's pre and post workout, I'm doing it. But that's like the Dave Palumbo diet. I remember he always said that something about McDonald's, like something about the meats, whether it's the arachidonic acid from your omega-6s or something in the actual like beef and stuff. There's something to it. So. Whatever it is, dude, it worked for you and Dave Palumbo because you guys have a huge amount of muscle. So, dude, what's your hopes, your predictions for the Olympia? Because there is 30 guys in the lineup. It is probably the most stacked Olympia since I've been following bodybuilding, which is since 2004. I've been following it. And this is the most stacked, anticipated Olympia in terms of a lineup ever since then. So how does that feel, firstly, going into such a stacked Olympia as your first one? Because in a regular Olympia, I'd predict you in the top 10. In this one, when I do my predictions, I'm not going to predict you in my top 10, but you're a guy that definitely could shock. So what's your expectations, what's your predictions for the 2022 Olympia for
you? The way I was going about it, top 10 for sure. I think I've done multiple shows now where I've been the smallest guy there completely. And the way I carry muscle compared to the next person, I actually look bigger than most. I think at Chicago, I was 20 pounds lighter than the lightest guy there besides me. I looked like I was one of the biggest. Same thing with California State when I did that one, my first pro show of the year. So I'm not worried about size. I feel like a lot of people think, okay, well, this guy's massive, so he's gonna be placed up high. But it's like, I mean, symmetry is a thing, the proportion is a thing, conditioning is a thing, structure, that all matters. So
yeah,
I think top 10, I don't see too many placing in front of me.
Yeah, and for sure. And when I say I'm not predicting you my top 10, that's not saying I don't think you can get there, man, because obviously I'm putting my predictions out to everyone. And I've got guys like Andrew, Jack, and stuff. And I'm going to have guys almost to that level missing out on the top 10. So that's how crazy it is. But like everyone says, man, not everyone's going to bring their A game. People have done a lot of comps this year, and we're talking like everyone's going to be their very best. Not everyone's going to be their very best.
Right.
We know that, obviously. So, take a couple of those guys out that missed their peak and, are expected to be top 10 guys, and you hit it. Dude, that's where I think you can get the top 10. And there's a few other guys I think can also push into that top 10 if a few guys miss it. So, dude, a top 10 in this year's Olympia with 30 guys in it would be a huge win, I think, for you. And it would put you as a guy that really could walk into any smaller pro show and it'd be an easy win and contend you, and means you can contend it like an Arnold Classic, to be honest. That's how it is, So I'm super excited for you, dude. And I think the 2022 Olympia is going to be one for the ages, and it's pretty cool to be able to be a part of it. So anyway, dude, do you want to thank anyone or anything before we wrap this up and give any shout outs or anything?
Yeah, to my sponsors, Tight Nutrition, your Cranium. They're actually the head sponsors for Olympia. Celsius, I want to show you the jacket they got me in the belt, like super dope letters in the jacket.
Is it right there?
Huh?
Is it right there?
Yeah.
Dude, go get it. Go get it.
Check this out.
Yeah. That's cool. Dude, I need to get Celsius on as a sponsor or something.
Oh yeah, like they're extreme. This is the lifting belt right here.
Oh, that's killer, man.
Yeah, like I'm like, what? And then the Letterman's jacket.
Oh, that's sick.
And
that's cool sponsor, man. Oh, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, so
how cool is that?
Yeah.
Benefits of being a pro, man.
And everything.
That's so cool, man. I think there's so much more in the future for you, dude, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for Tonio Burton, and can't wait to see you climb up the ranks, man, as the years go on. And it's been cool seeing your journey from winning USAs to where you're at now. So, and I can't wait to see what another couple of years brings. So, man, thank you so much for coming on Desktop Bodybuilding as part of the Olympia series. There's going to be a whole bunch more interviews on here as well. And if anyone wants to follow Tonio and what he's doing right now, you can see his Instagram handle on the screen. His links to anything that he's doing will be in the description below, and make sure you follow him. So anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up this weekend from myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding, and for Xavier Wills, Tonio Burton, Desktop Bodybuilding. We are out.